No, no, you are not looking at the beginning of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. At least after I got this set up, that's kind of what it reminded me of. This is if you're not familiar with the brand, this is a BRIO train. And is obviously not meant for grown-ups. However, this was mine back in the early 80s when I was a youngin'. I think these are for generally like toddlers. I feel like I probably started getting pieces to this when I was, I'm gonna guess about 3. I remember this really sweet big bridge right here. And that, to me, that was the thing I really wanted. It just looked awesome. And that I got, and I remember my aunt and uncle got it for me for Christmas when I was 4. So that would have been Christmas of '84. And don't worry, the channel's not changing formats or anything like that. This is still primarily a G-scale channel. But as I'm getting ready to move yet again, it's been a very unsettling couple of years for some guy that lived in 2 houses for the first 37 years of his life. I've moved 3 times in the last 2 years. It's getting a little crazy. But anyway, the next move should be fairly permanent. But I came across these, and I knew I didn't throw them out, because this was like my favorite. This and Voltron were like my favorite things when I was a little kid. And Lord only knows what happened to my Voltron. I don't remember throwing it out, and my mom never threw anything out without asking first. But Voltron, though, is long gone. But my BRIO train survives, but not all of it. This is the bulk of my track, not all of it. I definitely had more back in the day. I definitely had more. But you know, can't answer that. Don't know what happened to that. And for years, I just put it all. I remember there was a cool drawing of a train that I made, which I think a piece of it still exists. It only recently came off. Yeah, see, there's the remnants of my log car, and I had a caboose and a box car and an oil car and a locomotive, but just sat in this beer box for years and years and years, because in the Magana house you keep your toys in an old beer box. No, not really. I just knew it wasn't something I wanted to throw away, and it was available. We had access to lots of beer boxes because my grandfather had a convenience store, but and it was sturdy as hell. It's held up all these years. I was trying to remember. I was just on a group text, and the other day I sent my friends a little 10-second video of my G-scale train going by and the new cars I just got, and the consensus was, hey, that's awesome, but you have issues. So whatever that means. Oops, get the tree out of the way. But back you go, tree. I was shocked, and I started thinking about this thing. I was at a restaurant here in Ohio, and it wasn't a Cracker Barrel, but not dissimilar from Cracker Barrel. They have like a store area, Dutch House in Columbiana, Ohio, if you're ever in the area. Good food, great breakfast buffet, good salad bar, if you're so inclined. But yeah, I was just browsing because the line was long. I was just seeing what they got, and I happened to walk through the kids section. Maybe I was on my way to the bathroom or something. I don't remember. And I just kind of stopped dead in my tracks because they had BRIO trains. I did not know they still existed. I didn't really know that much about them when I was a kid, and toy stores, even Toys R Us, have all gone by the wayside. So you never saw these like at Kmart. Most of my BRIO train, there was two toy stores in my local mall in Southern California growing up, and they had some, but I feel like most of them, and I really don't want to get this wrong, but I feel like the store that had the biggest BRIO selection, and if you grew up in Southern California and you remember differently, please let me know, but I feel like the store that had a big BRIO selection, I kept thinking it was Sears for some reason, but I don't think it was Sears. I think it was a department store called the Broadway. Now, I remember in my particular mall, the Broadway was cool because it was the only department store that was 3 stories, and housewares and a children's toy section was on the 3rd floor. And my mom liked to go to Broadway anyway. It was a little pricey for us at the time, but she liked to get the occasional thing from there. And then, I mean, these things, I don't know what they cost exactly now, but they weren't really that cheap back in the day, I don't think. Just like, you know, they weren't like stupid expensive, but just like Legos, you know, they're not the cheapest toy, but they're really cool. So, and if you can it's hard to tell. I mean, the wheels now they used to be super shiny. Now they're a little dull, a little corroded. The magnets still work though, so the coupler system is, in case you don't know, it's actually just magnets, and it's color coordinated. It's hard to see here. We get I got too much light coming in from my windows, but you can tell there's it's a little faded, but there's red. There's a red ring, and that would connect to the green ring. And I know I'm missing some stuff. This one in front of me though, this was, I think it came with a set, because I remember the layout pretty vividly, and I think this Locomotive and boxcar set came with that. But this was definitely a train that all came together, and I think I remember like 99% sure I remember it came with a layout that was kind of cool. And then a lot of the stuff you just kind of bought separately. So from a parent's perspective or a child's perspective, you know, that was cool because just like with a grown-up model train, if you will, you know, you don't have to lay out, you know, a ton of cash all at once. They had smaller ones. That black Locomotive, I think, came with 2 or 3 cars. And as I recall, they were cars like, I think they were like this one. Or maybe it was an assortment. I can't remember off the top of my head. I feel like I had some of these that were different colors. I know I had at least one more of these gondolas. I don't remember on that. I'm in my caboose, and it used to bug me that I didn't have a caboose for this one, because that caboose just didn't look cool on that train to me, and I was kind of like an anal retentive 4-year-old, I guess. Nothing's changed. I remember, and then you could buy little subsets they were little, maybe 8x5 box, and they had a plastic tray in it, and it always had a nice colorful picture, just like Legos or something on the front, and you could get a couple of hopper cars, and that's cool that they move. So you get a couple hopper cars, or you could get a couple tank cars. And so from a parent perspective or a kid's perspective, you know, you didn't have to, like, just like with a modern train, or I shouldn't say a modern train, but with a more grown-up model train, you know, you could just buy some pieces here and there, and, you know, we go to the mall, like, you know, I'd get another 2 cars for my train or whatever. And I know I had at least one more Locomotive and a lot more cars. I had more tank cars and more hopper cars. I don't know what happened to some of this stuff, but I'm really glad this one is still complete in here. It was probably my favorite one. It was at least my favorite locomotive, I remember that. And this guy, a little more reminiscent of the steam locomotive, which was cool. But this bridge, I got this bridge before that bridge, because that bridge was expensive. That was like Christmas present territory. I don't know where this one came from. Maybe I do. My parents were big on swimming lessons, which I was not into, but I think when I graduated, one of my, I remember that being a thing, and when I graduated to the next level in swimming lessons, my mom would, or my dad would buy me another piece of train. And then these buildings, which I don't know what happened to all my buildings. Obviously, that's a house. And I had several of those, but that's the only one I have left. And then you have these trees, which that's kind of a cool pine tree. It's nice and smooth. It's meant for kids, obviously. And then this one's kind of a little more roundy. And this, it took me, it was like, whoa, deja vu when you pull this stuff out and you haven't looked at it in, I'm going to guess, I'm 40 now, so I'm going to guess at least 34 years, 35 years. I really don't think I've looked at it in that long. I had a younger sister, but she wasn't really into the train, so I don't think it really came out. But this was part of a station, and I don't know, it had another piece like that went on the other side, and this is a little ramp, and there was a piece just like, because you see it's the exact same height as the track, and there was another ramp that where there was a flat piece, and I don't know where those other two pieces went. So that was a station. That was something I was excited to get. There's that, excuse my thumb, there's that office building over there. I don't know where the roof to that went. This was part of a church, the spire part. I found the roof to the spire, but I don't know where the tall building part went. This one was cool. This is it just kind of goes in the train yard. It's the lookout and the switchers guys and stuff are up there, so that's kind of cool. You got signals that my little hands aren't. Oh no! Did you die on me? Oh no, there it is. 1 second. All right, so I got to put that back in, but normally it's just a little up or down, and then these guys are cool. So you got the little, just like on a train. So you turn the dial, green light, red light. So we certainly want to. And then as we change our angle here, got lots of pieces to switch. So got a little spur line here where I have some cars stored. It's all kind of fit together, and like these two are both female, both male, but usually it's one male, one female. And you have pieces like that, so when you do something creative, I guess, you have that. I love that bridge. That bridge was always cool to me. And there was a variety of parts and pieces and stuff. Show you guys a couple more. Remember this three-way switcher came with that set. And I remember one went out and then around to another three-way, and then there was a smaller loop, and then there was a bigger loop that went down. That was pretty cool. Another piece of switch. And this pairs with a shorter piece, which I saw it a minute ago, but I don't know where it has, but so there's a little notch. And you put that little notch, so you gotta, so if you want to do like a figure 8. And you got this different shape of switch track. And then this next one, I feel like this one was really important to me. I wanted it for a long time. It wasn't, for a piece of track, it wasn't cheap. And I feel like I saved up my own money for this or something, because I was so excited when I got it. Like my grandparents would come over once a week, and my grandma would usually give me like $1 or something. So I feel like I saved for a while for this, but this one was very cool. So if we take our Locomotive here. Just imagine with me. So he's coming in, and you got this, and you can go straight, you can go down, back up again. So it just oops, went off track there for a second, but this allowed for some cool possibilities. And if you had some longer straight pieces, I mean, you had, you know, almost like a train yard with this piece, which I thought was so cool, and I wanted it really bad for a while, and I got it, and it really stands out of my memory. So I think I probably saved up some of my own dollars for that as a little kid. So that is, and then and this is cool, and this is another indicator that I have track. There's track that I can't recall where it is. This turntable. How sweet is this thing? So you turn it to where you want it to go, just like a regular. I mean, it doesn't have like 20 directions like like some of you guys with the awesome HO and M scale layouts, but pretty cool. Those little numbers on it came from something else. You know, I was a little kid. I stuck stickers on stuff, and then the BRIO stickers that you see on some of the buildings or on my bridge, those just came in a pack. Those weren't on. I'm pretty sure I stuck those on. I feel like you got some BRIO stickers in your package, so yeah, that is a BRIO train set from the early 1980s. There you go. And I will admit, I am very, very curious if the modern BRIO stuff connects with and lines up with this and stuff. I suspect it does, not just because it's Swedish, but I mean, yeah, I guess in part because it's, I mean, the same Legos from 1980 work with Legos from 2020. You know, it's just, they seem to be real consistent. Maybe this was my, you know, I do like, I'm a little old to decorate exclusively with IKEA, I guess, and I'm just a little past that point in my life, but I really do like some IKEA stuff. I still have some IKEA stuff, and my BRIO train, and maybe these are reasons I drove the same Volvo for like 10 years. I don't know, but you know, it's just interesting. And obviously these things they hold up pretty well. The only thing that hasn't held up, there's like these staples in this bridge, and somewhere along the line it got smushed up. You know, it's easy enough just to stick back in. But yeah, I don't know what happened to all my track, but I just kind of wanted to share this with you guys today. This is primarily a G-scale review channel, so thank you for indulging me. But I wanted to share this. This is where my love of trains started, I guess, when I was like 3. And that's gonna do it. Maybe I'll bust this out again if I can swallow my pride and go back to the store and buy some more BRIO train at age 40. Maybe we'll do another video just to see how it stacks up with today's BRIO train versus yesterday's BRIO train. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching.